There's a power most people will never understand in their lifetime. It's not flashy, it's not loud, it doesn't shout for attention or beg to be seen. This power is quiet, silent, invisible to the untrained eye. But once you master it, everything in your life begins to change. I'm talking about the power of moving in silence, a lifestyle, a mindset, a way of being that separates the truly wise from the rest of the world. You see, the loudest one in the room is rarely the smartest. The one who always speaks first, who shares everything, who constantly announces their next move, is usually the most insecure. But the one who sits quietly, listens deeply, and speaks only when necessary, that person is dangerous in the best way. People think that silence is weakness, that being quiet means you have nothing to say. But let me tell you the truth. Silence is not weakness. It's not fear. It's not emptiness. It's control. It's discipline. It's knowing that your words have weight, and if you throw them around carelessly, they lose their value. Think about it. When was the last time you were truly surprised by someone's success? When they didn't post about it, didn't talk about it, didn't hint at it, they just arrived. No warning, no announcement, just results. That kind of person earns respect. That kind of power only comes from one thing: restraint. Too many people waste their energy trying to convince others that they're doing something. They want everyone to know what they're working on, what they're building, what their goals are. They post it online. They talk about it with friends. They mention it in every conversation. And yet, when nothing happens, they look like a joke. Why? Because they talked too soon. They gave away the punchline before they had a story. You see, talking gives the illusion of progress. It makes you feel like you've done something, but talking is not doing. Telling people about your goals is not the same as achieving them. And every time you talk before moving, you weaken your momentum. Let me tell you something I wish someone told me when I was younger. Every time you explain your dreams to someone, you give them power. Power to doubt you, power to mock you, power to discourage you, power to compete with you, and worst of all, power to pray against you if their heart is secretly envious. Not everyone who smiles at you wants you to win. Not everyone who listens to your story is rooting for you. Some are silently hoping you fall so they can feel better about their own lack of progress. That's why the most dangerous person is not the one who speaks about their dreams, it's the one who quietly works while everyone else is distracted by the noise. You have to train yourself to operate in stealth mode. This doesn't mean you isolate yourself completely. It means you learn to protect your energy. You learn to speak when necessary, but more importantly, you learn when to be quiet. You move like a shadow. You grow in private. You build when no one is watching. And when you show up, it's already too late for them to catch up, because by then your roots are deep, your foundation is strong, and no one can undo what you've built in silence. That's how smart people win. They win in the dark, then step into the light with undeniable results. Now let's talk about your circle, the people you share your life with. If you really want to test someone's loyalty, tell them nothing, say absolutely nothing, and just observe. You'll start to see who only comes around for gossip, who asks questions to extract information, who feels uncomfortable when you don't overshare. These people were never in your corner. They were just addicted to your openness. But once you go silent, they'll lose interest. Let them, because silence reveals character. It separates the curious from the committed, the noisy from the loyal. When you stop feeding people with constant updates, you begin to starve their need to control your narrative. And here's a little secret. People fear what they don't understand. When you stop sharing every detail of your life, they begin to make assumptions. They wonder if you're doing better than them. They question your next move. They become obsessed with figuring you out. That's power. Real power. Not the kind that screams or demands attention, but the kind that commands it. You don't have to chase anyone. You don't have to prove anything. You just stay focused, stay disciplined, and let the silence build your reputation. Now I know what some of you are thinking. But Grandpa, what if people think I'm being distant or arrogant? Let them think that. You are not responsible for how others interpret your boundaries. You're not here to please everyone. You're here to grow, to build, to evolve. And sometimes that requires solitude. It requires seasons of quiet, of deep focus, of going off the radar so you can come back upgraded. This is not selfish. This is smart. Because the most valuable things in life are built in silence: peace, wealth, wisdom, legacy. None of it is loud. You must understand, your silence is your shield. In a world where everyone is screaming for attention, your calm is intimidating. Your discipline is rare. Your ability to keep your mouth shut while others are busy oversharing, that's your advantage. Don't give it up. Don't let the noise fool you into thinking you're falling behind. In fact, the more noise you hear from others, the more certain you can be that they're insecure about where they stand. Real strength whispers. It doesn't need to shout. So what do you do from here? You master the art of discretion. You start filtering your words. You learn the difference between what's personal and what's public. You share less and listen more. You observe more than you speak. You build routines that don't need to be posted online. You fall in love with quiet progress. And most importantly, you trust that the right people will notice your results when the time is right, no announcements needed. Now listen to me closely. If you've made it this far in the video, it means you're not ordinary. You're the kind of person who's tired of noise, tired of talking, tired of being misunderstood. You're ready to become the version of yourself that doesn't need to explain anything. And I see that in you. I feel it. And if nobody has ever told you before, let me be the first to say it. You are allowed to grow quietly. You are allowed to succeed in peace. So here's what I want you to do now. Not for me, for yourself. Take this message and live it. For the next 30 days, try it. Don't talk about your goals. Don't explain your actions. Don't share your vision. Just move. Just work. Just build. And see what happens. You'll start to notice who respects you more, who questions you less, who starts looking up to you without you saying a word. And when they ask, what changed? Just smile, because they'll never know what you did. And that's the point. And one last thing. If this video shook something inside you, if it reminded you of who you really are, then don't walk away without doing something bold. Click that button below. Subscribe. Not because I told you to, but because deep down, you're ready to start moving differently, quietly, powerfully. And when you're ready to come back with results, I'll still be here whispering wisdom, one silent move at a time. Talk less. Move in silence. That's how legends are made.